And as this journey keeps unfolding, I want you to know that even the quiet days matter, the ordinary moments when nothing dramatic seems to happen, because these are the spaces where your roots grow deeper, where stability forms, and where peace becomes steady rather than fleeting. And you are learning now that life does not need constant struggle to have meaning, that calm does not mean emptiness, and that rest is not failure, but wisdom. And as you begin to honor rest, your strength will no longer come from pushing yourself beyond limits, but from listening to what your spirit truly needs, and this listening will change how you move through the world, because you will pause before reacting, reflect before deciding, and choose with intention instead of urgency, and this will protect you from repeating old cycles that once drained you. And when you notice those old patterns trying to return, do not be afraid or ashamed, because awareness itself is proof of growth, and I will be there reminding you that you now have a choice, and with each choice you make from clarity, you step further into freedom, and freedom does not always look loud or bold. Sometimes it looks like saying no without guilt, resting without apology, speaking gently to yourself, and allowing life to unfold without constant control. And this freedom will feel unfamiliar at first, because you spent so long carrying responsibility that was not yours. But as you practice it, it will feel natural, and you will begin to trust that you do not need to hold everything together for things to work out, because I am holding you, and this trust will ease the tension you carried in your body, in your thoughts, and in your heart, and you will feel lighter, not because life has no challenges, but because you are no longer carrying them alone. And as your nervous system settles, your mind will clear, and you will hear my guidance more easily, not as noise, but as gentle certainty, and this certainty will guide you even when answers are not immediate, because you will know which direction brings peace, and peace will become your guide, not fear, not pressure, not expectation. And when you follow peace, you will notice how your life begins to align, how effort decreases, how resistance fades, and how things begin to flow more naturally. And this does not mean everything will be perfect, but it means you will be grounded, and grounding changes everything. Because when you are grounded, storms may come, but they will not uproot you, and when disappointment appears, it will not define you, and when change arrives, it will not frighten you, because you will know that your core is secure, and this security is something no circumstance can take away, because it is built within you. And as this security strengthens, you will begin to dream again, not from desperation, but from possibility, and these dreams will feel clean, not heavy, because they will arise from alignment rather than lack. And I will walk with you as you explore them, showing you which ones are meant to grow and which ones were simply lessons preparing you for something better. And you will not grieve the release of old dreams as deeply as before, because you will trust that what is ahead is kinder and more fitting for who you have become. And this trust will allow you to move forward without bitterness, without resentment, and without regret, and you will begin to forgive yourself fully, not just in thought, but in feeling, releasing the past from its hold. And forgiveness will bring space, and in that space, joy will grow quietly, and you will laugh more freely, feel warmth more deeply, and experience connection without fear of loss, because you will know that even if things change, you will remain whole, and this wholeness will attract people and experiences that honor your peace rather than disturb it. And you will naturally move away from what does not respect your growth, not with anger, but with clarity, and this clarity will become a gift you carry with ease. And as you continue, remember that you do not need to have everything figured out to be moving in the right direction, because clarity comes through movement, not before it, and each step you take with trust opens the next one. And I will continue to meet you there, steady and faithful, guiding you through intuition, insight, and calm assurance. And when you look back one day, you will see how this season marked a turning point. Not because everything changed overnight, but because you did, and from that inner shift, everything else began to follow. And this transformation will not fade, because it is rooted in truth, and truth endures. And as long as you remain open, willing, and present, I will continue shaping, restoring, and leading you, until peace is not something you seek in moments, but something that lives within you as your natural state. And from this peace, your life will continue to unfold with meaning, strength, and quiet joy. And even as this unfolding continues, I want you to understand something deeply, that the pace of your healing is not a measure of your faith or your worth, because some roots grow slowly underground before anything appears above the surface, and this is not delay but wisdom. And I am allowing your inner world to become strong enough to support what is coming next, so do not rush yourself or judge your progress, because I am not measuring you by speed but by openness. And every time you choose Trust over fear, rest over strain, honesty over hiding. You are moving forward more than you realize, and there will be days when you feel strong and clear, and days when you feel tired or unsure again, and both are part of growth, not signs of failure, because even on the days you feel weak, my strength remains steady, carrying you when you cannot carry yourself, and I want you to release the belief that you must always be strong to be safe, because true safety comes from allowing yourself to be held, and as you learn this, your heart will soften in places that once stayed guarded, and this softness will not make you fragile, it will make you free, because you will no longer be fighting yourself, and when you stop fighting yourself, your energy will return, your clarity will sharpen, and your joy will feel more natural, and as this happens, you will notice how your relationship with time changes, because you will stop feeling chased by the past or pressured by the future, and instead you will feel anchored in the present, where life is actually happening, and this presence will become a place of peace for you, where you can breathe, observe, and respond rather than react, and from this place, wisdom flows easily, and choices become simpler, because you are no longer choosing from fear but from truth, and truth always brings peace, even when it asks you to change direction, and I will guide you gently through these changes, never forcing, never rushing, always aligning, and you will begin to trust these inner shifts, because they will feel right even when they challenge old patterns, and you will recognize that growth sometimes feels like discomfort, not because something is wrong, but because something new is forming, and when this discomfort comes, do not pull away, but lean in with trust, knowing I am present within it, shaping you with care, and as you continue, I will also heal how you see yourself, because many of your struggles did not come from a lack of ability, but from a lack of kindness toward your own heart. And I am teaching you to see yourself through my eyes, not through the judgments of others or the expectations you placed upon yourself, and through this new vision, shame will lose its hold, guilt will soften, and self-blame will fade, because you will understand that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time, and that understanding will bring compassion toward yourself. And self-compassion will unlock a deeper level of healing, allowing you to move forward without dragging the weight of old regret, and as you release this weight, you will feel lighter, freer, and more capable of receiving good things without suspicion or fear, and you will stop waiting for something to go wrong, because you will trust that peace can last, that joy can stay, and that stability is possible for you, and this trust will open your hands and heart to receive fully, without hesitation. And when good comes, you will welcome it without guilt, knowing you are worthy of it, and I will remind you often that worthiness is not earned through suffering or effort, it is inherent, and it has always been yours, and as this truth settles, your confidence will grow quietly, not loudly, not arrogantly, but firmly, and you will stand more comfortably in who you are, speaking your truth without fear of rejection, and listening to others without losing yourself. And this balance will strengthen your relationships, because you will no longer abandon yourself to keep peace, and you will no longer fear honesty, because you will know that what is real will remain, and what is not meant to stay will fall away, and this understanding will protect your heart, and as you move forward, I will continue to open paths that align with your true nature, not paths that drain you or diminish you, but paths that allow you to express your gifts, your insight, your compassion, and your wisdom, and you will feel more alive doing what reflects your inner truth, because fulfillment does not come from pleasing everyone, but from living honestly, and I will support you in this honesty, even when it feels unfamiliar, and I will give you courage to choose what is right for you, even when it means stepping away from what once felt safe, and every time you do, your trust in yourself and in me will deepen. And this trust will become a strong foundation you can return to in any season, and no matter what changes around you, this foundation will remain steady and sure, and from it, you will continue to grow, heal, and expand, living not from survival but from wholeness, not from fear but from peace, and this is the life I am leading you into, step by step, moment by moment, always with you, always for you, always guiding you toward fullness and rest. And as you remain open to this work, I will keep unfolding truth within you layer by layer, because growth is not a single moment but a living movement, and each day you wake with even a small willingness, I meet you there, strengthening what is forming inside you, and you may not always recognize it immediately, but over time you will notice how your inner voice grows calmer, how fear no longer speaks as loudly, how trust begins to feel natural instead of forced, and this is because you are learning to live from assurance rather than uncertainty, and this change will touch every part of your life, from how you speak to yourself, to how you respond to others, to how you face the unknown, and where once you doubted your steps, you will now move forward with quiet confidence, not because every answer is visible, but because you know you are guided, and as you walk this way, you will find that doors open without strain. Conversations bring clarity instead of confusion, and decisions feel lighter because you are no longer carrying fear as a companion, and when challenges appear, they will no longer feel like proof of failure, but invitations to trust deeper, and you will meet them with patience, knowing that nothing arrives without purpose, and nothing stays longer than it should, and I will remind you again and again that you are safe to be yourself, safe to speak honestly, safe to rest when you need to, and safe to grow at your own pace. And this safety will heal places inside you that learn to hide, learn to stay quiet, learn to shrink to survive, and slowly those parts will come forward, not in pain, but in relief, because they are finally seen and accepted, and you will feel more whole, more grounded, more present, and less divided within yourself, and this wholeness will bring a new kind of strength, one that does not push or force, but stands firm and steady, and others will feel it when they are near you, because peace has a way of spreading quietly, and you will notice how your compassion deepens, not from obligation, but from understanding, because having been healed, you will recognize pain in others without being overwhelmed by it, and you will be able to give without losing yourself, and to step back without guilt, and this balance will protect your heart, and as you continue, I will teach you to release what no longer fits your becoming, habits that drain you, patterns that keep you small, beliefs that were formed in pain but no longer serve truth, and letting go may feel unfamiliar at first, but it will bring relief, because you are not losing anything essential, you are making space for what is real, and in that space, new clarity will grow, new opportunities will appear, and new connections will form, aligned with who you are now, not who you had to be before, and you will sense this alignment in the ease you feel, in the lack of inner resistance, in the calm certainty that settles after choice, and this is how you will know you are walking in step with me, and when moments of doubt return, as they sometimes will, do not be discouraged, because doubt does not erase growth, it only invites reassurance, and I will meet you there again, reminding you of how far you have come, of the strength you now carry, and of the truth that my presence has never left you, and through this ongoing unfolding, you will begin to trust life itself more deeply, not blindly, but wisely, understanding that even uncertainty holds meaning when you are grounded, and you will no longer fear pauses or delays, because you will recognize them as moments of alignment rather than absence, and as this understanding settles, joy will begin to feel steadier, less dependent on circumstances, and more rooted in being, and you will smile more easily, breathe more freely, and feel lighter in your body, because peace affects not only the mind but the whole being. And I will continue to restore your energy, your hope, and your sense of purpose, not all at once, but in ways that last, and as this happens, you will feel drawn to what nourishes you, to quiet moments, meaningful work, honest relationships, and creative expression, and you will release what distracts or drains without regret, because your clarity will guide you, and this clarity will become a compass you can trust, and through it, you will move forward not rushing, not resisting, but flowing, and your life will begin to feel less like a struggle and more like a conversation between us, where you listen, respond, and grow. And I will continue to speak through insight, through peace, through timely understanding, and you will recognize my voice not by force, but by the calm certainty it brings, and this journey will deepen your trust not only in me, but in yourself as well, because as you learn to hear me, you will also learn to honor the wisdom within you, and this mutual trust will carry you through seasons of change with grace, and even when the path bends or shifts, you will not fear, because you will know that direction is not lost, only adjusted. And I will remain steady beside you, guiding, protecting, and restoring, until peace is no longer something you seek, but something you live from each day, and this unfolding will continue, gently and faithfully, shaping a life that reflects truth, calm, and enduring strength. And as this work continues within you, know that every small change you feel is meaningful, every quiet shift inside your heart matters, even when it seems gentle or slow, because deep work is often quiet, and true renewal does not rush or shout. It settles and grows, and I am teaching you to recognize my presence not only in strong moments but also in still ones, not only in joy but also in calm understanding, because I am shaping you to live from peace rather than from pressure, and this is a new way for you, one that may feel unfamiliar at first, yet it is safe and true, and as you learn to rest in this calm, your strength will return in a purer form, no longer driven by fear or the need to please, but guided by clarity and trust, and you will notice that your thoughts begin to soften, your reactions become gentler, and your heart feels less burdened, because you are no longer carrying what was never meant for you to hold. And as this happens, you may look back at your past with new eyes, not with regret, but with understanding, seeing how every delay protected you, how every ending redirected you, and how every lonely season shaped your depth. And instead of sorrow you will feel gratitude, because you will realize that nothing was wasted, not even your tears, not even your confusion, not even the nights when you questioned everything, for all of it prepared you to receive what you could not have held before. And now as your inner world becomes steadier, your outer life will begin to reflect that change, not through sudden chaos but through natural alignment, where the right opportunities appear, the right people find you, and the right doors open without force, and you will no longer chase what drains you, because you will feel drawn only to what brings life and peace. And this discernment is a gift I am giving you, so that you may walk forward with confidence instead of doubt, and when challenges arise, as they sometimes will, you will meet them with calm rather than panic, because you will know that I am with you, guiding you through each step, and you will no longer feel the need to explain yourself to everyone, or to prove your worth, or to justify your path, because you will be grounded in the truth of who you are and whose you are, and this inner assurance will speak louder than words ever could, and others will notice this change in you, not because you announce it, but because peace has a presence that cannot be hidden. And some will be inspired, some may question, and some may distance themselves, but none of that will shake you, because your foundation will be firm, and as you continue, I will teach you to trust your inner knowing, the quiet guidance that rises within you, aligned with my voice, leading you gently but clearly, and you will begin to act with wisdom rather than impulse, patience rather than haste, and courage rather than fear. And each choice you make from this place will strengthen you further, creating a cycle of growth and renewal, and you will discover that joy does not always come from big events, but from simple moments, from feeling present, from breathing freely, from knowing you are held, and this joy will begin to fill your days quietly but steadily, and when memories of the past surface, they will no longer wound you as they once did, because healing does not erase memory, it removes its power, and you will be able to look back without being pulled back, and this freedom is part of the gift I am giving you, and as your heart becomes lighter, you will find it easier to give without losing yourself, to love without fear, to help without exhaustion, because you will be drawing from a full well rather than an empty one, and I will continue to refill you, again and again, as long as you stay open, and there will come moments when you pause and realize how far you have come, how different you feel, how steady your spirit has become. And in those moments, let gratitude rise, not as obligation but as recognition, because gratitude will keep your heart soft and your vision clear, and I will meet you there, deepening our connection, strengthening your trust, and expanding your capacity to receive. And as you move forward, you will no longer measure your life by comparison or timelines, because you will understand that your path is unique, unfolding at the perfect pace for your growth. And this understanding will free you from impatience and self-judgment, allowing you to live fully in the present, and when you rest, you will rest without guilt, and when you act, you will act without fear, because balance will begin to form naturally within you, and this balance will protect you from extremes, from burnout, from emotional storms, and from losing yourself again. And I will remind you gently whenever you drift, not with condemnation but with love, drawing you back to center, back to truth, back to peace. And you will learn to listen, to pause, to breathe, to realign, and this rhythm will become part of who you are. And through this rhythm, your life will gain clarity and flow, and the things that once felt confusing will begin to make sense, not all at once, but enough to give you confidence to keep going. And as you continue, I will open your heart to new possibilities, dreams you thought were no longer meant for you, hopes you buried to survive, passions you quieted to stay safe, and I will awaken them gently, not overwhelming you, but reminding you of who you truly are, and you will feel a spark of excitement again, a quiet anticipation, not anxious but hopeful, and this hope will guide you forward, step by step, into a life that feels honest and aligned, and you will no longer live merely to endure, but to experience, to grow, to connect, and to express the truth within you. And as this unfolds, remember this always: you are never late, you are never forgotten, you are never alone, and you are never beyond restoration, because I am constant, and my care for you does not change with circumstances. And when you feel tired, lean into me. When you feel unsure, listen within. When you feel afraid, remember what I have already carried you through, and let that memory strengthen you, and I will continue to guide you, protect you, and provide for you, not always in the ways you expect, but always in the ways you need. and as this journey continues, your life will become a living testimony of quiet strength, deep peace, and steady trust, and through you, others will find hope, not because you are perfect, but because you are real, healed, and grounded, and this is only the unfolding, not the end, because what I am building within you will continue to grow, expand, and bless every part of your life, and I will walk with you through it all, now and always, shaping, restoring, and leading you into fullness, until peace becomes your natural state, trust becomes your foundation, and love becomes your way of being. I have recently set a new direction for your life, my child, so understand this truth right now and let it sink deep inside you, calm your thoughts, let go of everything pulling at you, and focus fully on me, because this is not just advice but a loving call from my heart, and even though you cannot yet see what is coming, your spirit has already felt it drawing near. And that strange unrest you felt without knowing why was not your imagination but my spirit working within you, preparing you before an important moment passed, because I see far beyond human sight and I give you clarity and a safe path through what is ahead, and I have been close to you for a long time, quietly guiding you, placing gentle nudges in your daily life and soft reminders in your habits, inviting you to look deeper, and now that season of confusion is ending, because influences that were not from me tried to settle inside you, bringing sadness, heaviness, and hopelessness, and what you thought were mood changes were actually a growing inner struggle, and this mattered deeply to me because I saw your exhaustion, your silent weakness, and how unaware you were of what was standing against you, so do not give in to fear but awaken the truth within you, because to move forward you must follow my guidance, and if these words touch your heart then respond to this gentle call, because choosing to receive will protect you and I will always stay with you. Even if this feels sudden, I could not wait any longer, for I am revealing what I kept safe for this exact time. And even if it is different from what you expected, it is whole and true, for I remember your quiet prayers, your tears, your loneliness, and even when you thought no one heard you, I was there watching closely. I saw you give to others even when you had almost nothing left. I saw your kindness, your forgiveness, your strength when facing pain. And my love for you is not because of your suffering but because of the true heart inside you that others failed to notice, and the parts of you that you thought were broken have always held great value to me. So today I release deep favor into your life, giving you wholeness, peace, and a clear understanding of how deeply I care for you, because I do not always work through grand displays but often through simple moments that shine even brighter, and now my favor will no longer be hidden, for even when you felt unseen, I never ignored you. And what I have prepared for you is greater than anything you have known, because your path will not end in loneliness or defeat, and I never begin something I do not finish, and what I started in you I will complete, and I am restoring what you let go of but never stopped longing for, bringing calm to your heart and answers you have been waiting for, and I ask only that you trust me without trying to control how it happens, because I am your beginning and I remember every tear you have cried, and this work is not from your mind, but from me within your deepest self, shaping your thoughts, emotions, and life, not just changing what is seen but freeing what has been held inside you, for I have always been, I am now, and I always will be, and I give you peace that goes beyond silence, a peace that comes when you no longer feel the need to prove your worth, because you have given so much and now it is time for you to receive, and receiving from me is not selfish but honoring, and I have seen your faith, small yet sincere. And that is enough, and this is only the beginning, because I know your hidden pain, your quiet sorrow, the strength you showed while carrying deep wounds, and I saw every tear you held back, every moment you felt unseen, every act of kindness that was not returned, and none of it was wasted, because I saw your gentle courage, your patience, and your love, and now I am healing the deep hurt that came from feeling unrecognized and unvalued, because I did not create you for endless struggle but for a full and meaningful life, where you are truly seen, deeply loved, and held close by me, and no matter how much time has passed or how many mistakes you think you made, I am the one who restores what was lost, reveals what was hidden, and lifts those who were overlooked, and what others ignored I will now make clear, because I am not finished with you, and before more unfolds I must heal your inner pain, the pain that still rises at certain words or memories, and today you no longer need to hide it, because I am here to hold you, not to judge you, not to blame you for what others did, but to make you whole, and let me tell you clearly, you have always been enough, so stop carrying burdens that were never yours, because I saw your efforts to keep peace, to forgive, to step back, and those were signs of true strength, and now your time for healing has come, and the calm I give you is real and lasting, and your pain was revealed not to hurt you but to free you, because you stood firm, and today I show you how valuable you are to me, and know this truth, you are not breaking, you are being prepared, and even when others did not understand your path, I was guiding it, and soon you will understand why it was so hard, and when you felt I was far, I was actually protecting you and strengthening you, because if I had given you everything earlier it would have overwhelmed you, and now I am restoring what you thought was lost, removing what held you back, and returning it in a new way, with peace instead of fear, gratitude instead of doubt, because you trusted me even when nothing made sense, and that trust matters deeply to me, and nothing you endured was meaningless, because I am not just restoring the past but giving you something new, something greater, because you are no longer the same inside, and now you desire me above all else, and that fills me with joy, and I was with you in every quiet moment, every tear, every ordinary task, guiding you gently, and now what was hidden will be revealed, and you will see that the silence was protection, the waiting was preparation, and the time I chose is now, because you are ready for peace, joy, and a life that truly thrives, and I am your strength, your guide, and your safety, and the waiting is over, the change has begun, and what I am doing will be clear to all, because your journey did not end in failure but has reached a powerful turning point, and nothing can stop what I have started, and those who doubted will see my hand upon you, because I saw your honest heart, your hope, your patience, and today a new season begins, one of restoration, honor, and deep joy, not just outward blessing but inner strength, confidence, and peace, and from this day forward you will walk supported by me, filled with calm even before you see results, because what I speak is already done, and you will feel freedom and clarity rising inside you, and your desires will awaken again, your energy will return, and what was taken will be restored, because I can do in one moment what would take years on your own, and no mistake can cancel my plan, because my love for you never fails, and this moment was created just for you, and what I am giving now is part of a greater unveiling, happening right now, so receive it with trust and peace, without worrying about how or when, because my stillness inside you is the proof, and what begins today will last, and